Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum, where we talk about market movements, making money, and money momentum. I'm your host, Trevor, and we are here for Monday's daily talk of stock. And I thank you all for joining me. The video is going to be a little bit different today. As you can see, I am outside recording in front of this lake here. A beautiful view I have, but that is because of the storm that we had earlier. So we had this crazy storm. It was like a flash flood. It literally only lasted like 15 minutes, but it was enough to kick out my internet. And with this storm, I'll show some pictures on screen. We could see that some trees were knocked down and some damage was done, but it happened so quick, literally in just like 15 minutes. Very symbolic of how the markets were last Friday, all the damage that was done. But as we could see in today's trading session, we did have a rebound. So just like my internet is out right now and things for the day seem a little bit funky and choppy, I do know that my internet will recover and I'll be back to my normal state here pretty soon. And that is the exact same thing with the markets. And that is why it is always so important to have a big picture mentality. Exactly what I was saying in yesterday's video about preparation for this week, because today we did see a lot of short covering and dip buying. I mean, look at this heat map on screen. Such a crazy day within the markets, just absolutely full of green. And this is because of the taco trade with our president. Over the weekend, he came out with this Truth Social post, and he said that the worries around China could be eased and that things will get better with President Z, and that he just had a bad moment. So it looks like the tensions between these two major trading partners are easing. And then also we did see our president go out to the Middle East today, and tensions there seem to be getting better as we are seeing a peace deal happening right now. I do hope that this does stick and that things do get better in the Middle East. I always just wish for all prosperity for everybody. So all of that is great to see. The markets had a nice push because of that, and risk assets went absolutely mad today. So we saw one of our favorite plays, QBTS, D-Wave Quantum, reach a new all-time high. Woo, my goodness, let's go. For anybody who has been with me throughout this entire year, we've been talking about D-Wave since it was only $4 to $5. The stock today all the way up to $40. The acceleration in D-Wave Quantum has been absolutely crazy. And I remember back in April, May, saying that we could see a historic run in quantum, but it is happening even faster than I anticipated. And so right now the markets are in a perfect spot for quantum to continue to run even higher, because we are in a state right now where we are getting quantitative easing, which is best for risk assets. So we saw D-Wave reach a new all-time high. We saw the entire quantum market go crazy, and that is because first off, we were seeing a rebound within the markets today. Again, a lot of short covering and a lot of dip buying, but also we did see JP Morgan's CEO come out, and he did say that he is going to do a $10 billion with a B investment into quantum as the years go forward. So right now, quantum has a lot of true intrinsic value. I've been talking about it all year long because of all that quantum is going to do for our future. And right now there's a lot of hype about GPUs and all these chips and data centers. And as we have been saying all year long, the reason why we love quantum and the reason why we are invested in quantum is because with this future that we are going into, which is all around technology, computing, quantum computing going to play a big role within that future. Quantum computers are basically like GPUs, but on steroids, combining the 1 and 0 in binary code. So quantum computers provide a lot of true intrinsic value for the world that we are going into. QBTS has been my favorite quantum computing play all year long because they are already working with a ton of different corporations. Their customer acquisition has been tremendous this last year. The underlying company has gone under a lot of growth, and well, as we could see with the stock price, that is also growing at an accelerating rate. And so I was just talking to my dad the other day about quantum computing, and I was actually comparing it to gold, because this year there has been so much talk about how gold is up 50% and this de-dollarization and all this crazy stuff. You know, hold gold is going up like crazy, but historically, when we look at gold, it really hasn't been up too much, having a breakout year, but just at 50%. And look at quantum computing. So what I was talking about with my dad is gold, yes, does hold some value, but if you're just buying gold in the markets, it's not really like you hold those gold bars or anything. Like if you buy into the gold, major index, you're just holding a very low yield asset, where quantum going crazy, gaining so much value. And what I was saying to my dad is maybe these assets are priced exactly where they actually should be, because quantum has ripped more than 3,000% this last year, and for a good reason, because quantum computing has so much real value, where gold just a little bit of a hedge against inflation and really just a precious metal. I mean, a lot talk about if the US dollar collapses, that's why you want gold, but I would argue against that and say cryptocurrency is the better asset, because if everything crashes and if it's hell out in the streets, I'm sure you're not going to be buying a lot with gold bars, but with cryptocurrency, that may be being transacted by multiple different people, especially if there's value that actually needs to be needed in the streets, say like the banking, the whole banking system collapsed and everything like that. Now, I don't see that happening. I'm just saying, in a comparison of quantum to gold, the actual value of quantum is going so high because investors are seeing what this future is going to be all about: technology, quantum, AI, and robotics. So congratulations to all my QBTS investors. This has been a wild year through 2025. Very proud to say that we have caught this run since the very beginning. The next quantum play that I am looking at is QUBT, Quantum Computing Incorporated, and that is out here in Tempe, Arizona. And this year they recently opened a quantum photonic chip factory, and they did say that their revenue is going to be accelerating in 2026. So I have my eyes on QBT, and when you look at this play in terms of just technical analysis, we could see that we still aren't as high as we were at the beginning of the year, at the tail end of 2024, beginning of 2025, which is not the same for all quantum plays, because quantum plays such as QBTS and Rigetti are reaching all-time highs in levels of price discovery. QUBT isn't quite there yet, and that is why I am currently investing into this play. I have quite a bit of shares into QUBT, and I am actually in the double leveraged play of QUBX. So I definitely recommend looking at this play right now, because quantum computing is going absolutely nuts, and I foresee that continuing for the rest of this year with the quantitative easing that we are getting. So quantitative easing helps quantum, and just overall Q4 should be massive to finish this year. And so that is all about quantum. I love quantum. Again, congratulations to all my quantum investors. The next play that we're going to get into, a favorite on this channel. Woof, let's go, everybody. This play today broke through resistance, the sideways channel that we have been in. It broke through it. That is Big Bear AI, up 23% today. Let's go. A bullish day in the Big Bear, and this is because they announced a partnership with T-Second Incorporated, bringing more tools and technology out to the battlefield. So exactly what we have talked about with Big Bear AI. They are gaining more government contracts. They are working with more partners. This company is expanding at quite a fast rate. And what is important with Big Bear AI, when we look at the history of Big Bear, this company has historically been under a ton of debt, and they haven't always been picking up all these customers like they have this year. Well, recently in their last quarterly earnings, they showed that their debt has been paid down significantly, and they also have the most cash they have ever had on their balance sheet. So the balance sheet sheet looks positive with Big Bear, as well as the customer acquisition. This company is really growing at a fast rate. Such a positive day in Big Bear. It's amazing to see Big Bear break through this level of consolidation and from a big catalyst, from some very positive news. And so I am very bullish on the Big Bear. I have been talking about it all year long because with Big Bear, this is a value opportunity that is becoming a growth play. So with Big Bear, again, the history hasn't been historically great, but this year they are doing the most they have ever done as a company, growing at a pretty great rate. So I love what I'm seeing with Big Bear. I am in the double leveraged opportunity of Big Bear also. So I've been playing with some momentum. A huge day. This play was up 46% today as the underlying Big Bear was up 23%, and that is BAIG. So if you want a bag in the Big Bear, I recommend BAG. And so Big Bear, I am playing in the long term. I have some leaps set out for the future, so options contracts that are set way out in the future with super low break evens. Those are printing right now. I play in the medium term with some shorter term options contracts with Big Bear. I also hold shares of the underlying Big Bear, and then momentum in the short term, I am playing with BAIG. These double leveraged opportunities are going crazy. They are printing right now. So BAIG went up by 40%, and so did the double leveraged opportunity in our quantum play QBTS. It went up by about 50% today. So if you're not playing with these double leveraged opportunities, I definitely recommend doing so because you can make a ton of money. But just remember, with leverage, everything that happened on Friday, because a lot of traders did get liquidated. We even saw, unfortunately, a lot of members of the trading community, especially around crypto, take their lives. I mean, that is awful to see. That is just so sad. So with leverage, if you're playing with it, just remember to play responsibly. But the way I play with it is I get in these double leveraged opportunities with an amount of capital I feel comfortable with losing 50% worst case scenario. So just play with what you are comfortable with, because every 1% these underlines go up, the double leveraged opportunities go up by 2%. And this is a great way to make a lot of income, especially while we are seeing these super bullish markets, because I do believe that the markets will continue to be bullish and the trend is our friend. Now, tomorrow we do have Jerome Powell speaking, so we're going to have to see what he says, if he gives any outlook on the economy and whether or not we will indeed get those rate cuts for this month. But right now, everything looking very positive. But as investors, let's just remember to always have proper risk management. I do recommend the double leveraged opportunities, but again, with proper risk management. Now, the last stock that we are going to get into is MSTR. This is strategy. This closely follows Bitcoin. And so MSTR right now, what I am seeing in terms of technical analysis, it does look like we are currently seeing a double bottom, which is very important because when we look at the history of this chart, every other time we've had a double bottom has been also correlated with the 200-day moving average, and each time we did see a big bounce off of that level. So right now we are seeing a double bottom, and we are right under that 200-day moving average, looking to break through it. We are also low on the relative strength index and on the MACD. So I'm very excited for MSTR. I am also playing the short-term and long-term options contracts for the future and some shares to play with in the double leveraged MSTU. So guys, I am super excited about the markets today. I am also excited to get my internet back so we could get to our normal setup. But I thank you all for being here today. You guys all really motivate me to continue to do this, and just such exciting times that we are currently in. So please let me know in the comments section below if you are invested in any of these plays or what you are currently looking at, if there are any double leveraged plays that you are looking at that is printing, because I always love to hear from you guys, and I look at us as a big community. I mean, I like to share information, but many times I'll get comments that share information and also help me as an investor. Also, please leave a like and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you in tomorrow's daily talk of stock.